Mr. Mark Young.
Again, Dr. Boyce is mistaken. Honorable Robinson never read Mr. Mark Young's letter in its entirety. He was very selective as to what he wanted you to know, and the entire letter was never read. In fact, she wasn't listening. He said he would read portions of that letter, and that is exactly what he proceeded to do. He gave the public portions that he thought would make his case. So, again, Dr. Boyce is not being on top of things, so to speak.
Is the head of First Caribbean Bank Corporate Lending Division. This is therefore a very transparent process, and I am sure that the members of the PDM know.
The whole process of this so-called deal is far from being transparent. If this deal was transparent, then we wouldn't have to be here today. We wouldn't have to make, we would never have to make that disclosure last week. And Dr. Boyce and Honorable Robinson would never have to come on last week Friday to try to give the public some information. If this was transparent, the entire public would have known every detail about this deal. But as yet, we are still, there are more questions than answers. And we have been promised that in the next few weeks, they would be making more information about this deal available to the general public, which should have happened from the very outset. At least they should have given members of the House of Assembly, give them their due respect and provide them with full information on every detail that pertains to this hospital.
Full well that the loan is really for $124 million, but they are wrongfully and maliciously trying to make the public believe that government borrows one set of money but is hiding an additional amount or the true figure from the public.
Again, in response to what Dr. Boyce has just said about the government borrowing so much money. We have borrowed, according to the documents, 113. Now it is up to 123. So who is telling the truth? Certainly, the government is not disclosing the truth.
As usual, the PDM is known for misleading our people. And we have an intelligent public today.
I would just like to comment on that. And yes, we do have a very intelligent population. And if Dr. Bain hasn't noticed that under the People's Democratic Movement, we have sent hundreds of persons to the Turks and Caicos Islands Community College and to universities abroad during the 8 years that we were in office. And again, if she hasn't paid attention to the high school junior parliamentary debate, that the young people's decorum in this country and their level of debate sometimes exceeds that of the PNP members presently in the House. Yes, Dr. Bain, the people in this country, they are intelligent and they can decipher and determine what is the truth.
Only is this absolutely wrong and dangerous misleading. But it is really quite sad. The opposition has a right to criticize and be a watchdog, but they cannot sacrifice the integrity and the reputation of the Turks and Caicos Islands at the altar of cheap, desperate politics.
Just in response to that, the people of this country, they know me, and they know that I will never come to them with any information that I know to be untrue. And based on that, and my performance in the House, whether it was in the Legislative Council or the House of Assembly, at times I have taken the position of a statesman to look out for the welfare and the benefit of this country. That has always been what has guided my conduct in the House. So to talk about integrity, we here in the People's Democratic Movement, we display more integrity than anybody in the PNP.
They can and must do better. They have a responsibility to check the facts and furnish the public with the truth. When they seek to give them...
Again, in order to check the facts, this document, this charge document that we came out with last week, this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. In fact, they came on with this very document last week Friday and agreed that it was a true document where the government is going to obligate this country to the tune of $235 million. It is also true that the amount that was authorized in the charge document has been exceeded by a tune of almost at least $10 million. That is also true. So we have been telling the people the truth, but there are still many more questions to be answered, and we are going to keep pressing this government until we get to the bottom of it, until the people know what the truth is. We want to see the hospital projects go forward, but we want total and full disclosure, nothing less.
That there was something sinister about this hospital loan. They are also wrongfully and maliciously damaging the reputation of professional people, including lawyers, bankers, and other professionals in this country and beyond. Again,
that particular point there about damaging the reputation, I would ask the chairman if he could just respond to that allegation by Dr. Bain that we are trying to damage the reputation of professional people.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you have heard the Honorable Doug Parnell and the Honorable Clarence Salva peruse through the statement that was made by the Honorable Boyce and the Honorable Robinson. The Honorable Boyce made an accusation that we in the opposition, that we are known for misleading the people of these Turks and Caicos Islands. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you tonight, they say we are misleading you, the people. But I ask you, who is really misleading the people of these Turks and Caicos Islands? I ask you, when the minister said that we had surmised that there was something illegal and improper that has been done by this government, I ask you, you must ask yourself, why haven't they? Why haven't we, the opposition, the people of this country, haven't seen this document yet? I ask you, why haven't the government, who claims to be a government in the sun,